This said to leave about a 1/4 cup in here, and honestly, I think that might be a 1/4 cup, although it seems a little heavy, so I'll take out some of it, but I think we're pretty close. Wipe that off on the bottom there. 1 second. Gli insetti. I'm trying not to get on my thing here. Here we go. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. All done. Okay. Polish food is good. Give me some pierogi. Indeed. Pierak. Pierak. Close. There you go. Instacart customer service offered to ban one shopper from my account. That one he delivered to the wrong apartment in my building. He mixed up the street address with the apartment number, but I told him not to do that. Anyone can make a mistake. That's a lot. Like, that seems really excessive to ban somebody. Except that one time that one girl told me that they were out of literally everything at Meijer, and I was like, okay, I know they're not out of that. And I went and found almost everything that she said they were out of. That was ridiculous. Bye, Hawk. Sauerkraut feels like a thing that there's probably a Polish version of it. I just feel like it should have a different name when it's being Polish, but I don't want to use the metal spoon. I'm just morally opposed to metal spoons. Not morally, but I just don't like them. I guess I'll use it. I just don't want to. You know? You ever get that feeling? I'm letting this heat back up, and then we're going to put everything in there. That feels like a very extreme place to go, where they're like, initially, we will ban him. Wow, okay. Kapusta would be a close to sauerkraut. Offered to ban him was their reaction to my giving the delivery 4 out of 5 stars. Wow. That is extremely serious. Okay, so we are going to... Okay, we're gonna saute the garlic or the celery, carrot, and onion in the bacon grease over there. We're gonna add in some garlic for about a minute. Then we're gonna add in the potatoes. We're gonna do that for about 4 or 5 minutes, or 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're gonna put the bacon back in. We're gonna put chicken broth in to cover the potatoes, and then we're gonna simmer until the potatoes are tender. Once again, this may result in food that we can't eat until after stream is over, but I will post pictures. Sauerkraut is from a German word, but it comes from China. Really? Here's the thing. I suspect that there's versions of things everywhere. I'm confident, though, that like people in peasant Germany in 640 had no idea that there was a Chinese version of a thing. But like, it's not like people who lived in Germany weren't eating at all until they stole it from someone else, you know? But people like to claim that all the time. I just think that like tortillas, I always make this out. There's a flatbread everywhere, right? Like, Mexicans have tortillas, and actually most of South America has tortillas. And then you've got like pitas, and you've got naan, and you've got that one that I made from the other thing that I can't think of the name of right now. There's you know, chapatis. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that's basically the same that comes from everywhere else. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that we all have the same heart deep down in there. We all reflect back our creator who loves a good tortilla. That's what I'm saying. If you can find a version of a recipe everywhere, I'm going to say that that recipe speaks something of God. That's what I'm going to tell you. Flatbreads speak of God. Sauerkraut apparently speaks of God. Here we are. Fermentation is one of the original ways to preserve food. Nice. Yeah, it's like dumplings or noodles. Dumplings and noodles. They speak to us of the Lord of heaven and earth. It is in our, it's just bland kimchi. Changed my mind. I don't know what kimchi is. But sauerkraut's not bland. What kind of sauerkraut are you eating? Like, sauerkraut is literally sour. I would think like coleslaw is bland, but sauerkraut is like pickly. I feel like you're eating bad sauerkraut. Anywho, fermented cabbage speaks to us of the Lord. Change my mind. I am not a theologian, but I'm here to tell you. Flatbread pizza is how I know there's a Jesus. I think you mean not spicy. Ah, not spicy. Go get some kimchi if you want to get the joke. I've never had kimchi. I don't know what it is. Gonna host a Polish stream. Gonna bring duck for soup purposes. I have a duck in my freezer. I have an octopus. Did I tell you about the octopus? And then I found a bunch of really good recipes and I pinned a couple of them. You want to see them? They are currently pinned in the stream recipes board. Living needs to be living, not living. No. There's a bonus recipes section for when I come up with something good to do with the octopus. Now this is a stewed octopus, and I thought that that was my best option until I found this bad boy. Look at that and tell me that doesn't look delightful. Look at it. Look at it. That looks so nice to me. I don't even like an octopus, and I want to eat that. Friar Nick is going to bring a live duck and go all John Cena on it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, this isn't the one I want. This one. This one is the one I want. In you go, boys. Play nicely. Well, that smells delicious. Trying to get the little bits of bacon off the bottom so it doesn't burn. It'll come up with the, what's it called, but I'm lazy. I don't want to wait that long. Okay. You don't punch a duck, you break its neck and then get its blood for soup. Ew. But of the things that E-Money sent me, I'm very excited about the duck and I'm very excited about the octopus. I don't think I'm going to like the octopus, but that recipe looks really nice there. Go watch some Peacemaker. Beep boop, guess who's back? Hey, happy birthday! Oh, look at you guys. I just connected you and now you have no idea what's going on over here. Why didn't you remind me? There you go. Now you see. Now you see what's happening. You want old duck blood in your soup? Imagine me watching TV. You don't have the internet. Stream it to your phone. Yeah. Yeah. Stream it to your phone, Friar Nick. I think I need to wait for this a little bit longer. Because these are nowhere near soft. While we're waiting for this, I'm going to take the opportunity to do as I promised and shill a little bit. Hi! Welcome to the shill part of the stream. Did you know that you can gift a sub right now for September for $3.75? That's right. That's the cost of a gifted sub right now. You could say to yourself, hey, I'd like to build this stream community by giving out gifted subs. Here are some of the benefits of gifting a sub. Number one, I am very proud of you for doing it. Number two, it helps me to pay for the bills around the house. Number three, I get to guilt somebody into continuing that gifted sub, whether they want to or not. Number four, it makes somebody come out of the woodwork and say thank you. Number five, you get to hear me do that whole spiel about the Gremlins thing. Yeah? Huh? Oh, and I'll put your name on a sticker if you do more than one. If you do more than one gifted sub, I'll put your name on a sticker and put it on my chest here. You want to be on my chest, don't you? Hey, weird kid that has a crush on my daughter and likes to tell her you found my internet stuff like it's going to surprise her. Go ahead and clip that. She won't even care. This has been her life for years now. Okay, or you could just write to John Cena and ask him to send you a script from season 1. He'd totally send it to you so that you and other monks at the fire can reenact in an appropriate scene. You could be John Cena and the duck could be Eagly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Max Christopher Peck. All right, we got sweaty veggies. Got a little bit of garlic in there. Then we're gonna roast up some potatoes on top of it. And then it's all just chicken broth and chicken broth for the rest of the world. Melt the butter over me. This is the weirdest step to a soup recipe I've ever seen. What I didn't read through this closely enough, as is my wont. Aaron Burr! There you are. I'm well. How are you? Thank you very much for the $3. You are an awesome egg. I don't even know what most of that means. Also, if John Cena was in the Friary, I wouldn't see him. You could have him mail it to you. I think he just wants you to watch the show. A little more fun fact about John Cena: doesn't own his name anymore, and if his name he needs to pay to WWE. What? Is that true? Hey, Bizarre, welcome in. Bizarre Zari. I don't know how to say your name. I would pay good money to see a Twitch stream of a monastic reenactment of Friar Nick hugging a duck while the father looks on disapprovingly. Okay, hold on. This recipe has a goofy little additional space to it that I gotta talk to you about, because I'm like, what? You want me to do what now? Alright, potatoes are down. Getting a little roasty toasty in here. Getting to know and love all of its veggie nickname or friends. Okay, look at this. This is weird. In a heavy saucepan, melt the butter over medium heat, whisk in the flour, and cook in whisk mixture for 2 minutes to remove the flour taste. While still whisking, add the cream in a slow stream to the flour mixture. Cook and whisk until mixture thickens. Add the tarragon and kale to the pot. Stir the cream mixture into the soup mix or potato mixture, season with salt and pepper. That's weird, right? Also, I'm using spinach instead of kale, just for the record. That's weird. I've never seen anything like that. It's like, make creamed kale and stuff it into this soup. Very weird. Not a thing I've ever seen happen before. Just so we're all on the same page, I don't understand this soup recipe. Okay, I'm using unsalted chicken broth because that's what Luis bought. So we're probably going to have to do some extra salting here. Oops. But most soup recipes in my history of life call for four cups of broth. I think that's specifically why they sell them in quarts nowadays. I think you used to buy them mostly in cans, but now most everybody buys them in quarts. And I think that's because we've all just agreed that, like, that's how much we need for soup. Now this is supposed to just cover the potatoes, so I'm going to try to even everybody out so we can make sure it does just cover everybody. And it does. There you go. Everybody in. So we're going to let that cook for a little bit. Do its thing. I hate ducks so much. Geese are worse, but not by much. Wow. Wow. Hold on. Yeah, I thought you'd do that minus the kale, like, now before the broth goes in. Well, usually when I do it, like, I put the flour on the mirepoix with the fat. That's what I do for when I do, like, chicken noodle soup. I put flour in with the veggies so that they get all, like, weird and pasty looking, and then pour the stuff on it. Very weird. Strong feelings.
Awesome, right? Oh my god. He's hugging me. He's hugging me.
Hold on. Is this gonna have swear words in it? I hope not.
He's just awesome, right? Oh my god. He's hugging me. He's hugging me. This is fucking amazing.
Whoa, he just said a naughty word.
Dad, grab my phone. I don't want to move.
He said a naughty word. Max, my ears are bleeding. Cadmus, hello. How are you? How are things? Good? Nothing weird happening over here. Just mind your own business, all right? Nobody invited you to our weird nonsense party. Okay. Which pan do I want to use for this? It depends on how much cream I'm putting in. I've got to read the recipe before I make any choices. Okay, it's not that much. It'll be fine. I'll use this guy. Nobody invited me to the weird awkwardness party. Yeah, Cadmus. Don't come to my weird awkward party. I feel like Frederick hates ducks and geese so that he has an easy outcome confession time. Forgive me, Father, but I hate ducks so much. All my confessions are so boring. Father, I'm so impatient. I hate everything. Everybody makes me mad. Okay. I saw 2 bald eagles today driving to story time. There were bald eagles driving to story time? Did you call the cops? Did they have children? I think we're trying to get the bald eagles to have children. So, like, I'm glad that they have kids and that they're bringing them to story time. But I just don't think it's appropriate for them to be driving. They can fly. Diet Dr. Pepper causing your ears to bleed. That's not true. Naughty words are good for you. No, they're not. The word isn't bad if John Cena's saying it. Every word out of his mouth is proper and family friendly. So what you're saying is that I should bring Mary down here and rewatch that clip? Is that what you're saying? By the way, Mary's awake and Luis is holding her captive upstairs. Just in case you're thinking that Luis was your friend, just remember, he's keeping that baby from you. Are you coming to Tetris thing? What's it to you? Oh, shoot. I forgot to put the bacon back in. In you go. Sorry about that. Mary wouldn't be bothered by it. She's watched me playing Borderlands. That's true. Luis, I'll cut you! He's just mean. Is heavy cream really not half and half? Because 1 cup heavy cream or half and half. I'm gonna do heavy cream. You know why? Because it's cold. That logic makes sense. Don't let me forget, I want to make eggnog this year. Okay, I made the... What's the cabbage nonsense that I have in the closet? Freaking my brain. Sauerkraut. I made sauerkraut. And that was a dream of mine to do. So I'm making that. That's happening. But also, I want to make eggnog. So don't let me forget that I want to make eggnog this year. Do heavy cream. I have a lactose-free milk instead. It's never as good. Ugh, gross. Lana, I'm so sorry. But I mean, if you survived the Eagles driving cars, maybe you could survive the... No, I'm just kidding. Also, I don't think there are any clips of John Cena in Peacemaker where he doesn't drop a strategic amount of F-bombs. It's kind of his thing. I was listening to this podcast yesterday with, I will give no identifiers for this podcast. Quark!
The earliest sign of myocardial infarction on MZCG is the increase in the size of the T wave with giant peaked T waves. As the Saint elevation progresses, the T waves will eventually invert.
You don't say. Now, is that true in all cases, or are there exceptions? That's one of my favorite back pocket answers for when you find you are in a conversation that is way over your head, but like your husband's having a good time and you can't leave this party. So just toss out like, and how old were you when you realized that was something you wanted to do? That's fantastic. Are there any exceptions, or is that across the board? Those kinds of things. There you go. Most case. Perfect. Untrue. The other sign of myocardial infarction is having a heart. It was the pillar. We already know you listened to the crap out of that one. It was a default shall not be named podcast unless you're willing to throw someone else under the bus. Oh, it wasn't the pillar. They haven't posted in like 2 weeks. I listen to a ton of podcasts. And the rest of the sentence would exclude the pillar, usually. But I was listening to this podcast the other day that it was the first time I'd ever listened to it, and I can't say that I recommend it at all. And the host seemed like was using the F word so regularly, which doesn't bother me. Like, in general, I listen to Morbid is a podcast that I really like, and they use the F word pretty regularly. It doesn't offend me. It's just when it gets to the point that it's not clever or adding anything, it's not, like, there are times when the F word is hilarious. Like, you put it in there and it's super funny. Like, it just really adds to the situation. But this person was like, effing this, effing that, effing this, effing that, effing this, but like just constant about things that were not a big enough deal to justify it. And like, it was really weird. Anywho, so, you know, the podcast, or the saying the F word strategically or whatever, if John Cena does that, I'm okay with it. It's just, I'm all F worded out for a few days right now. That was a lot. I do love the Pillar podcast, though. I'm a big fan. Trying to get back on that Christmas episode, baby. Which doesn't make any sense for them to put me on there. That was the situation in which I was last completely out of my depth and had to, like, completely fake knowing what I was talking